Here we go. Welcome. Thank you all for coming. I am so happy that you are here to join me on the presentation for Miwok Village Elementary School. I am Dr. Jody Boyle. I am the principal. I'm thrilled to be named the principal. So I'm going to give you this as an opportunity for you to hear from me, my plans, my goals for Miwok Elementary School, what my personal vision is as a leader, and what I strive to attain in everyday leadership, and what I am going to strive to attain in each classroom and support for all students. So in this process, in this video, you'll hear that chat, and then we will summarize with some details and facts about Miwok Village Elementary School, and then we'll end the night. Hopefully you won't have any questions. If you continue to have some questions, I do have my email and phone number for the site here on the screen, so you'll be able to take a look at that, have that, and resource that as you move forward. So first and always are our goals as a district, and we will continue to strive for maintaining that we are meeting the needs of every student and learning in every classroom and every subject every day in order to prepare to be college, career, and life-ready graduates. And we will focus always under the lens of equity and ensuring that we're meeting the needs of all students. We have our English learner roadmap that we will always maintain a vision for our students, ensuring that they have the educational progress that they need in order to succeed. In order to do this, you have to know who I am and all the fun in which we bring part of it. So I am Dr. Boyle. I am a wife and mother. My husband and I are heading towards 31 years together in December, 24 years married. I have an amazing daughter, Emma, who's 21 and in her last year at Westmont College, and a sophomore at Sonoma State, Erin, who is 19. Emma will be 22 in a few weeks, which is crazy, and graduating, as I said, in May. I'm a friend with so many that I have learned with, that I have parented with, that I have been lifelong friends with, that I was professionals with, and am always as a leader, teacher first. So I look at every day as how I can be the best teacher in any classroom, and that is to ensure that you have the support that you need as teachers. I'm a student always, and I'm a principal in that vision. My educational journey began many moons ago at Sac State College. I have my bachelor's degree in child development from there. It took me a hot second to finally obtain my master's degree after moving into site leadership, which I obtained in 2017 in educational administration, and then continued that educational journey in completing my doctorate studies, my doctoral studies in 2020. My goal was to complete in 2020, and I skated in and defended on December 30th, 2020, right at the end. My dissertation was conducted on mental health and the high-performing student, and it was a study of stressors and effective supports for high-achieving high school students. So I did study students in the Sacramento County area, specifically our 11th and 12th grade students, what they identify, those high-performing students, what they identify as stress, academic and social stress, and how they identify supports for that. It was a really fascinating study, and one that I continue to use in my daily work in looking at how to support all of our students as they continue to grow. My professional journey, you see a bunch of our signs here for sites over my years. I've taught from preschool through 6th grade and was a teacher in charge at site leadership at Cosumnes River Elementary School, Raymond Case Elementary School, and was in my early career at Mary Tsukamoto Elementary School. And as an administrator, I began my journey as a vice principal at both Arnold Adriani and Sierra Enterprise, where I continued at Sierra Enterprise and then had the pleasure and honor of opening Zender Ranch in 2017 as the vice principal there, before moving on to site leadership at Arthur C. Butler Elementary School, which was an amazing and absolutely fantastic journey, where we were named a California Distinguished School in 2020, just before we accepted that award, right before the lockdown. Before we were all shut down, but it really and truly will continue to be one of my greatest gifts. So now this next journey is at Miwok Village, and I am absolutely thrilled to be here. As we go through the work that we do for our students, we focus on the social emotional learning wheel. So this is something that I guide my daily practices and understanding where I am, where my staff is, and how we can support our students in understanding where they are. So this social emotional wheel, as you come to Miwok Village, will become part of the daily atmosphere, identifying where you are and how we incorporate those strategies to support all students in their growth and development. And in order for that to happen, we have to know Maslow's hierarchy of needs. We have to understand exactly how our students and how we fall within this pyramid, and that if our base needs are not being met, then realizing and coming to that self-actualization point is going to be a serious struggle. So we really focus on this and understand this, and you're supported in this process every day. So me as a leader and you as a classroom leader will look at and enjoy and understand how in which you and I lead with humility, joy, kindness, love, courage, and grace. It is absolutely encompasses how we are recognizing not only our faults as individuals, but how we can choose that joy, focus on the kindness and the love that we need, and having those courageous conversations, being courageous in the instruction that we provide, and just our daily journey on an educational campus, and asking for and receiving grace always. You will learn quickly that I am first to stumble and I make mistakes, and we find those band-aids and we fix it and we move forward. So it's a part of who we are, and it encompasses every aspect of what we're doing on a site. So getting into those details and looking at that piece, we start out with that joy and what that looks like in the classroom and on the campus. And that's really ensuring that there's a sense of well-being and belonging, autonomy, mastery, and mindset. We put that into place. Students recognize who they are, and they're able to bring that into their everyday. We lead with kindness. So building a culture, not only at the site level, but in each and every classroom, to ensure that daily routines are supported, that we're practicing that in everything we do, that we find ways for students to showcase how amazing they are, and we show every aspect of them and the work that they're doing, and they're encompassing. We believe they are and know they are at that highest level. We respect student choice. We respect individual choice. We maintain a respectful environment, and we recognize and reward positive student behavior. That is building that culture and setting that climate in the classroom. Let me turn this off real quick. Moving into love and courage. Finding love as an educator, my very favorite quote, and I'll leave this up here for a second so that you can have a chance to scan it. Because do educators need to love kids? Absolutely. And how we do that compassion we show. At the bottom, Dr. Asa Hilliard's quote, "I have never encountered any children in any group who are not geniuses. There is no mystery on how to teach them. The first thing you do is treat them like human beings, and the second thing you do is love them all day, every day." And what that love looks like is the standards that you hold for them. It's the support that you provide them. It's ensuring that you have Maslow's hierarchy as needs and recognizing where your students are, and that is key. So we love our students. We love one another. We hold and respect one another in that way. And courage, which is a heart word, which comes from Daring Classrooms, which is absolutely a component of what I work and strive towards, being a daring leader and holding that daring classroom in place, talking about how we feel, being open and vulnerable to that, asking for what we need, being ourselves, being kind to others who want to be themselves, and learning how to be brave and afraid at the same time. Taking that step into the classroom, both as a teacher, as an educator, and as a student, is a scary prospect. But when we come together and we build that culture and we create that support of kindness and love, we cultivate the atmosphere that's needed for everyone to succeed. We all will strive to succeed in that. And finally, we lead with grace. So one of the greatest gifts of teaching is our ability to inspire others to flourish into their best selves. You do this each and every day in your classrooms now, and you will continue to do this and grow. Miwok Village Elementary School students will absolutely have the best of what we have every day, and it's that grace. I think this is the part at the end of this, McComb's quote at the end, where it says, "We're pressed for so many directions, it can be difficult to assess grace under pressure, which is why we need intentionality. We can grow our grace." Every day, what's being asked of you is more and more. But if you are intentional and set standards for yourself and for your students, absolutely that grace will come to you as you give it to others. And that is so incredibly important to the work that we do. So for Miwok Village Elementary School, these are my supports that I have put into place, that I will support my staff. I will support my staff as a listening leader. I will absolutely provide clear, relevant, and professional expectations. What I expect of you is what is expected of professionals in any professional environment and in an academic environment. I am intentional. We create intentional and calibrated supports that are designed to increase rigor, improve instruction, and allow each individual to reach their highest potential, not just our students, our staff as well. Each and every one of us will reach our highest potential because we will set those standards and be in place for that. Supporting students, I make the pledge every day to support students with outstanding academic instruction that's grounded in evidence-based strategies that is differentiated to the learning needs of each student. Site-wide social, emotional, and behavioral supports, as I said, it guides all the work that we're doing, which is designed to encourage positive peer interactions, decrease stress and depression, and increase academic performance. If you understand the CASEL wheel from the earlier slide and know more about CASEL and the programs that are put into place, this is what it focuses on. When we are intentional with the work that we do, if we provide supports, behavioral, academic, and social emotional, our students will succeed. They will have the supports in place to continue to thrive. And we'll support our families. I will support our families every day. They will be provided with timely and relevant communication. They will connect all their families to their children's learning. We will provide culturally relevant and responsive leadership that is focused on partnering with families and supporting the journey, the educational journey of their children. So we will make sure that everything we do is grounded in this. So now we get into some fun stuff. So this is what we know so far about the design of Miwok Village Elementary School. If you have not had the opportunity to travel by or near where the site is located, it is just west of Highway 99. So off of West Stockton Boulevard, if you turn onto Whitelock, it is that very first left is Poppy Ridge, and just down Poppy Ridge on the corner of Lusada and Poppy Ridge is the 10-acre site in which Miwok Village is being built. So it is in the construction phase right now. The design is what you see on the screen. So you see the Lusada side of the screen, which is where the arrow is focusing. The yellow building in the middle, that is the admin building. To the right of that, the purple building is the MP room with the outdoor stage and dining outside of that. To the left of the administrative building is the kindergarten building. And then the Learning Grove, there's a very large oak tree that's right there on the corner. It's an amazing oak tree, huge oak tree. And there is an outdoor Learning Grove that is going to be established around that area. We have the green building, which is the library. There is then just behind those main first buildings, you have the 3 learning lodges. So those learning lodges is what we have, where we'll have all of the classroom instruction for 1st through 6th grades will take place in those buildings. You see the hard court up at the far corner. Behind that, the area beyond the hard court area is set to be a park that will go all the way to Whitelock at one point. The soccer field's in the middle, and then there's 2 separate parking areas, one off of Lusada and then the staff parking area, which is off of Poppy Ridge. So if you were to drive by the site, you'll be able to see how it's structured and how it's set up. So what we know about our current design for Miwok Village, or the design of Miwok Village Elementary School, is that it is following the most recent educational specifications for the district, which is phenomenal. It is the first school of its kind in our district, and it is absolutely amazing to see the design and how it's set up. We have classrooms that are approximately 12% larger in their establishment for all classrooms. 4 kindergarten, transitional kindergarten and preschool classes. If you'll notice the building, there are 4 classrooms there, which allows for extended growth. There are pods, which are in the center, which traditionally have been more storage-based, will not be storage. They are activity commons, and they are designed to extend learning. They're collaborative learning spaces that are specifically designed for that. increased visual connections between classrooms and the activity commons to allow for that instruction to continue, and then large areas outdoors in order to increase learning spaces outside as well. Flexible seating within classrooms that have been designed to really adjust and what makes the best learning environment for students. So that's our design. Looking a little bit closer at the learning environment. So each of our learning lodges will feature an area of interactive learning murals that are currently being established, which will represent the animals, habitats, and plants important to the Miwok tribe. So we'll be working closely with the Miwok tribe to really incorporate the standards by which they have been founded upon, because it's so important to me to be able to continue that and to have a true understanding in the environment of the land that we live on, and that we are going to teach our students on where it comes from, and to really recognize and celebrate every single aspect that the Miwok tribe has to offer our community, and to be so grateful for that. So we have our activity commons, which is designed to increase the learning environment. This is not a storage area. Again, you will not have it loaded with areas to be able to store stuff, tables, and otherwise. It will truly be a part of that learning. And then we have the logistics for you. So we know that we will be opening in July of 2022 on a year-round calendar. We have Cosumnes Oaks High School region, so our students will be feeding into Elizabeth Pinkerton and Cosumnes Oaks High School. But as far as our start time, our mascot, our colors, some of the most frequently asked questions that I've had so far, those are to be determined. So that has not been determined yet, but we will be working toward establishing those in these first rounds. So, okay, here is my contact information. So you can see it. I'm easy to find in the district just by typing in Jody Boyle, and you'll get my email address, but I wanted to make sure that you had this as well. I'll keep this up here for just another second before I exit from my shared screen and bring you all back to me. Because again, I can talk at the speed of sound. So I want to make sure that I have some time. Again, I value your time, and I have just about 12 minutes. So I want to, if there's any specific questions anyone has to ask that I have not had a chance to already answer, please let me know. No questions for me? All right.
Hi, Jody.
Hello. Hi, Debbie. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. I don't know how much information we're allowed to have, but do you know how many positions you'll need to be filled before you start next year?
Not at this time. So it will be based on enrollment. So right now we're offering 50% of what we have, which are the 9 classroom assignments, and then the 1 additional special education learning resource position that's cross-track. So that's what's being offered right now in this first transfer. And then as additional positions, we'll continue with the next transfer round.
Okay. Thanks, Jody.
You bet. Start time, again, we do not have that start time information. That really is driven by our transportation department. So that as that's determined, then they'll share that with us. And then we'll have that. So we do not have a start time at this time. So it will be determined. Soon as I have that information, it will be immediately shared out. My plan also, I will be having a family meeting. You'll see a presentation, almost exactly what I presented to all of you tonight, that I will present to our community in December. And then I will continue to hold monthly Q&A meetings, where it's just an opportunity for anyone who has questions to come in, ask. So as we get further along and as more information is shared, I'll have that. If there are no other questions, again, I am so incredibly grateful for all of you who have just come. And this is an amazing journey. Right now, I'm housed at Carroll Elementary. So if there's any of you over here, say hello. And I'm happy just to meet you all in person. So thrilled that you are all here tonight. And I wish you all the very best. Have a wonderful evening. If you are still at school, go home. If you are not, just be safe, stay well, take care. And I'll stay on here for a few more seconds if you want to, as people flitter off, but I will stop recording now. Thank you again for coming.